All right, we're back. So tonight, I saw this article earlier, guys, and this is I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but there has been a study done. Okay, American Psychological Association. Climate skeptics can be convinced to believe in the science. And I read this article earlier, and I was telling Mari that I feel like that they're trying to make conservative people look like nut jobs all the way whole and whole. Okay, and what I mean by that is that they are lumping people who are of conservative views with folks who question the current quote-unquote climate science, the man-made global warming stuff there. Now, by the way, the people that are putting this study together are people who believe in man-made global warming and are doing everything they can to try to silence people who disagree or have a debate. My problem is that no one is willing to go out there and have a debate on climate change. It's being refused. No one wants to do it. Educators are not encouraged to do so, I believe, because they're worried that there is somebody out there who has the answers to these claims. They don't want to do this live and on the fly is what I'm saying. They don't have the science to back up what they're saying compared to what we're bringing to the table to show that, hey, let's give this a look. But instead, this challenge, this paper that was written was designed to change the minds of those who are climate skeptics. That's what they call us. Now, where I was making the point about how they're trying to make it look like we're nut jobs, the way they phrased the article for them, not what's up with that, but the people that did this study, they're talking to Dr. Robinson and this other person here. What was the name on the other doctor here? Anyway, that's not important. But what they're saying is that, what's troubling about this survey is, all these conservatives who say they believe in science, but they don't believe in climate science. So already these people conducting this study are trying to label people of conservative views. And here's actually the quote. Previous research has shown that social pressure to disbelieve in climate change stems from the political right, and that conservatives' trust in the science has eroded, Robinson and her colleagues theorized. So they think that we don't believe in the science, is what they're saying, because we don't believe in their climate science. We shouldn't, that means we don't believe in science at all, according to them. And remember, folks, these people think that 97% of the scientists out there believe that man is causing global warming. And I have a great article to talk about that says otherwise. But anyway, here's where this researcher's questions. I mean, they're questioning, okay, do you question a doctor when he says that germs are the primary cause of diseases? How certain are you that global warming explains many of the new weather patterns that you're seeing today? These are questions that were asked in this survey. The other half was only surveyed about their belief in climate science. All participants reported if they've considered themselves politically liberal, moderate, or conservative. If that has anything to do with the science. For climate skeptics, it likely became awkward to report on our survey that they believed in science while at the same time denying the findings of climate science, their climate science, man-made global warming. That dissonance led many to adjust their beliefs to show greater support for the existence of climate change. What that statement says is that, okay, if you're an environmentalist or someone who supports the Green Deal, anybody who supports global warming, and then you have the people who are on the fence, all right? And then you read this study, and this study says, hey, listen, the people on the right, they believe in science, but they don't believe in climate science. And climate science is the same as what a doctor says when he says you're sick. Do you ever question your doctor when he tells you have a cold or when you have an infection? No. So they're saying to you that you shouldn't question climate science because we don't question the work of doctors and others. In fact, here at the bottom, it says here, we found it uplifting for the training program that showed such robust effect on promoting these difficult discussions. We believe that the climate change advocates and educators will find this work helpful towards meeting their goal of crafting more effective training programs to boost climate change engagement. Earlier in the article, it talks about how educators are not really on the same side of debating this, and they're worried about possibly starting debates about climate change because they may not have the answer. Well, this article confirms that there is, like we've always been told, there is an agenda in these training seminars, and they pound it into the teachers' heads. This is what you tell your students. This is how you do it. Climate change is man's fault. 97% consensus, blah, blah, blah. But I like what they say here at the bottom from What's Up With That. Suggesting all science and scientific research is equally trustworthy is absurd. Suggests that you can blindly accept the word of climate scientists because scientists in other fields produce good work is more absurd. Even claims comparatively trustworthy scientific fields like medical research and physics should not be blindly accepted without question. They both have their share of problems. So that goes back to what I believe, and I know many of you believe too, is that the science is not settled, A, and B, science is about testing a theory over and over and over again and finding different results. So I like how we tie this article up at the end by saying, look, we really shouldn't take everything wholeheartedly from doctors. Most of us believe that they're doing the right thing. Some believe that they could do better. I know myself and Mari support more of the natural healing. The pharmaceuticals, I believe, are dumbing people down more than they are treating symptoms. And that's what these doctors want. Turn them into zombies, keep feeding them drugs. Anyway, that's a different, I'm getting off track here. My point is that don't question the science. It's never settled. And these psychologists who are playing mind games here think that it's easy to convince a skeptic or someone who's on the fence about it by mentioning how, well, if you believe in science, then you should believe in climate science. And if you don't, then that makes you're really confused and nobody should listen to a person with conservative views and climate change skeptic. Shouldn't listen to him. And the average Joe who doesn't really critically think is gonna just say, you know what, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go with what everyone's saying, what the consensus is. And that's how they're telling you that they're gonna change your mind into being a supporter. Climate change is made by man, and they want you to engage into things that will help save the climate. All right. So I wanted to bring this up. It infuriated me to compare the practices of doctors to climate science, saying that if you don't question a doctor, so don't question climate science. That's bull.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.